Please, guys, you got to read my lips, okay? I'm going to use 3 words here. It is scary, it is alarming, and it is frightening, okay? I pick up this newspaper, okay, in Nigeria. So in case of if you want to go and get a copy, it's the Sunday Punch, February something, yeah. The information here is scary. Like, when I go to Nigeria, I don't play with my newspaper. My partner is aware of that. I make sure I read newspaper every day. Even there was an incident when I arrested my sister. I took her to the AIG. So I was holding the newspaper. She was telling the police officer. She didn't know I saw her. She was telling the police officer like this. Because maybe in Lagos or in Abuja, it's normal to see someone that comes from abroad. In Benin City, we call them Akanteria. It's normal to see someone that comes from abroad that read newspaper. But it's extremely difficult to find anybody that comes from abroad that read newspaper in Benin City. So when people or my friends see me holding newspaper, they think it's not normal. It's not what they are used to. And I don't play with my newspaper because Nigerian newspaper are the best in the world. Nigerian newspaper are the best in the world. They are full of information that can transform your life. Okay? So that's why I'm going to read from this article from this newspaper. So like I said, it's scary, it's frightening, and it's alarming. Please, just bear with me as I read this article. Okay? It said the World Economic Congress decries exploitation of Africans. Okay? The World Economic Congress has called for an end to the unsustainable exploitation of Africans. The president, Dr. Alexander Chasanko, spoke on Saturday at a press briefing ahead of the Congress Africa Reconstruction Global Summit, holding in February 8th to 10th. Chasanko said, when we talk of some endangered group, we talk of some endangered species of animals, and next we come to East Africans. Okay, he said when we talk of some endangered group, we talk of some endangered species of animal. So, for example, if you go to Google and you just type in the animals that have gone extinct, you see all their names, dinosaurs and the rest. So what he's trying to say here, he said the next we come to is Africa. It's Africans. So it's kind of suggesting that Africa will soon go extinct. Let me continue. And yet, it is these same Africans who have contributed immensely over time, to the building of all the lofty civilization. I will go back. I will tell you that later. So, but all these lofty achievements and infrastructure are credited to this world, but never credited to these who have labored on them and around them. The Africans have, however, continued to be predominantly endangered species. This is way beyond just a question of mourning and regretting. That status quo is also a call by itself to say this is not sustainable. I tried my best to read there. I was during the Obama and it's not Obama, Joe Biden and Donald Trump presidential election. Like I said, I always follow my mentor, Dr. Boyce Watkins. So on his show, Ice Cube, most of you will know Ice Cube, that rapper. And he was interviewed. You have to go and watch that video. So because I can't do justice to it, trying to explain it here. So he was saying, just typing on Facebook or YouTube, just typing interview between Ice Cube and Dr. Boyce Watkins. There's what he said that shocked me. He said, if we continue this behavior, that all Africans, black, he was actually talking about black America. You know, they had like children now. Let's say 70%, they drink, they use drugs, they're behaving like a nigger. He said, if you continue with this behavior, in the next 400 years, there won't be anything like Africa. We will go extinct, like the dinosaur, unless we re-strategize. Okay, so that is how serious it is. So let me just go about this quote, because this quote supported this Chansago supported his argument that said that Africa built the world. So let me read this quote. He said, "Those who have no record of what their forebears," okay, forebears is ancestors, okay, let me start again. "Those who have no record of what their forebears have accomplished lose the inspiration which comes from teaching of biography and history." The name of the guy that owns that quote is called Carter Woodson. Carter Woodson, okay? Say, "Those who have no record of what their forebears have accomplished lose the inspiration which comes from the teaching of biography and history." Okay, that is Carter Woodson. So when he said that, I said, what history? What have we done? What have we done that? Because people think the world started yesterday. People think the world is just 100 years old. But that is not true. That is not true. According to scientists, humans have been on this earth for 6 million years. That is scientists. Then we have started recording like ourselves, like the Bible, in the last 5,000 or 6,000 years. That's when we have record. So people think Africa is a small boy. Okay, let me tell you what I mean. So that pushed me to go and do research. Who is this Africa? What have we achieved? Because one of my mentor, Ken Billions, he read books from the 14th century. Okay, that is how tough he is in reading. So I went on Google and do research. Before slave trade, who are we? Who are this Africa? Who are our ancestors? What kind of achievement have they achieved? Then I find out something. It's on Google. We live in information age. You can go and do your research. In the 14th century, before the slave trade, right? Africa economy, specifically West Africa now, because many people, they want to talk about Africa, they say Egypt. No. West Africa and Arab country were doing very well, economically and politically. This is a fact. West Africa economy and the Arab were doing very well. Why the Europeans, listen very carefully, why the Europeans were in a political turmoil at this time, and disease was ravaging the Europeans. Like we have the COVID-19, all of them were dead. There were no political stability. Okay? That brought me to the video I watched of David Oyedepo. So he really break it down for all of us to understand. He said knowledge started in Africa. So you have to understand that the first university in the world was in Morocco. There are schools in Mali, you know. So he said knowledge started from Africa. Okay? Knowledge, because this thing he said is basically word follow knowledge. Word follow knowledge. Okay? So knowledge started in Africa. Then the Greeks came in. Okay? They still the knowledge. They came to learn mathematics, physics, everything. The Greek learned, people like Socrates and the rest. Then the Italians stole it from them. Then they used it to build the Roman Empire. Then the English, I know this right from time. Before the English were barbarians. You know, barbarians, they're animals. You know, the people that sleep with their relatives. So they were barbarians before the Roman invasion of the Britain. So when the British get this knowledge from Italy, they build this Oxford University. Okay? Then the West now go to England. You see now, from Africa to Greek, from Greek to the Roman Empire, from the Roman Empire to the English. Okay? Then from the English, the America took it over. So the West now go to America. So now, West follow knowledge. So that prompted David Oyedepo to do something, which I think is very significant. He said that is the reason why he built the Covenant University. He built that Covenant University to bring back knowledge to Africa. Okay? And I have similar idea before I saw that video. Because I went to, in this country, I went to Dublin Business School. Okay, so I was trying to do some similar thing in our branch, like Vivi Institute is my own school, but we want to do a branch called Benin Business School. Benin Business School, like Dublin Business School. I've had that idea for a long time. So knowledge, word follow knowledge. Okay, so I just wanted to explain that. And there's a book. I've said it in my previous video. It's called Powernomics. Powernomics. It should be the economic Bible of every black man. Every black man must have that book. It's called Powernomics. Powernomics. Okay? And I will say this now. Before your child become the age of 12, he must have read this book. Okay? This thing is very serious. It's alarming. And it's not what we have to joke with. Okay? Like I said, it's called Powernomics. The author of the book is Dr. Claude Anderson. Okay? So, I think that is a wrap for now. But, like I said, you see my face cap. I say t-shirt. But if you know, because I study a lot. So, studies take time. So, if you know anything I've said, I've imparted you, please ask for my account number. Nothing's too small, right? Okay? So, this is not charity now. Please, this is not charity. This is value for value. If you know you don't get any value from my teaching, fine. I don't need your money. But if you know you get value from my teaching, then drop anything. Ask me for my account number. I was watching MC Casino the other day. Someone was asking MC Casino for his account number. So that doesn't mean I'm not rich. That doesn't mean even though I'm rich and you use my anything you get from me to do something, at least ask me for an account number. That's not a big deal, right? So like I said, my name is Victor Vincent. I'm a life coach. I'm an economist. I'm a personal development coach. I'm a business coach. Like I said, guys, a wrap. Please do try and get in touch. Peace. Do have a productive day. Take care.